Let me share a story with all of you. Once there was a deer who was about to give birth to a baby, and it started raining heavily. The deer was trying to find a place where it could safely give birth to the baby. Suddenly, the deer saw that a lion was chasing it. The deer started running in the opposite direction to save its life. When the deer started running, it saw that a shooter was aiming at it. Now, in complete confusion, the deer was standing in a fix as to what to do in this situation. Well, don't you think this happens with all of us in our day-to-day lives? Suddenly, we are stuck at a position, we are trapped in a situation, and we are really confused as to how to go about it. What could be the ideal solution in this case when we are surrounded by challenges and problems from a lot of areas? In fact, we also start thinking as if a solution really exists to this problem, and eventually we give up. This happens because our inability to face the situations and challenges in our life come across. Well, what better time to talk about survival skills than this pandemic? I believe it has really tested us on a lot of parameters. Whether you talk about physical well-being, you talk about mental well-being, you talk about financial well-being, it has severely hit us on all these three parameters. People are finding it hard and difficult to cope up with the challenges in these areas. During our school days, we are always taught that you should develop your IQ, which is the intelligence quotient. We are always told in our schools and colleges that focus on your studies. You should be intelligent enough. You should have a tactful and a rational approach. Well, nobody really talks about the other questions, that is the emotional quotient, and one more important and a critical question that I'm going to share with all of you today is the adversity quotient. Yes, our survival skills largely depend upon our adversity quotient, that is the AQ. We are never trained on this quotient. We never try to work on this and improve it because nobody talks about it often. We are always taught to score good marks and be excellent in our studies. We should work on our IQ and become good managers, entrepreneurs, and have successful careers. Well, one thing everybody forgets, the foundation of your success is a combination of your EQ, AQ, and SQ. According to a research, only 20% of your success is because of your IQ, that is the intelligence quotient, and the 80% is actually due to a combination of AQ, EQ, and SQ. So today I'm going to talk about AQ in detail. I'll surely come up with videos on EQ and SQ as well. So EQ stands for emotional quotient, SQ stands for spiritual quotient, and AQ stands for adversity quotient. To understand adversity quotient, let's have a simple example. So there are two kids who are born and brought up in two different kind of families. On one hand, you have a kid, John. Now John is always told that you are brilliant and you are always perfect. Whenever he commits a mistake, well, he is never told that yes, you are going to commit mistakes and you can improve and you can explore on different subjects and different areas. So his mind is always being programmed as he is a person who is actually near to perfect, and there is nothing called as a problem or a challenge. He should never doubt his capabilities. On the other hand, you have another kid who is Jim. Whenever Jim fails, his parents are the first one to tell him this is a temporary kind of event that has happened in your life. There is nothing called as failure. It's just that you were not able to figure it out in a particular way. You should definitely try and explore some other ways to do this. So never ever think on the premise that a problem is not having the solutions. It's rather you are not able to find the solution. You should better change your approach, but do not be under this misconception that this challenge or a problem will not have a solution. So always try to find out solution A, B, C, and so on. So this is the kind of thought process that Jim is born and brought up with. When both of these kids, they become adults, well, they go to colleges and then they enter the corporate world. Well, John is not able to perform a particular task with perfection. He is reprimanded, or probably he is made to realize his mistakes. Now this becomes challenging for him, as he was never told about the challenges and the problems that life would inevitably throw at him. He is now in a fix. How can this happen? I am always the perfect guy. I am a smartest kid. Now, how is this happening that I am getting reprimanded, or somebody is correcting me? Somebody is telling me that yes, I also need to improve and explore different solutions. He is not able to accept this fact. Because of this, maybe he gets stressed, anxiety grips him. Because of all these negative emotions, he loses his morale and confidence. This clearly shows that his adversity quotient is quite low. On the other hand, when Jim starts working and he is showed the right way, when he is told by his seniors and superiors in the organization that this is not how you perform certain activity, you need to improve on this, and also when he faces certain challenges while delivering his day-to-day activities and tasks, he is always flexible enough to adapt to challenges and adversities in his life, because his adversity quotient is very, very high. His mind was programmed in such a way that he knew that this may come up in his life at a later stage, and he has to look out for other options and solutions in his life. So could you just see the difference in both the kids' activities, kind of environment that they were born and brought up in? It actually shaped their mindset, and it all starts with your mindset. The higher is your adversity quotient, the more you are able to cope up and deal with the challenges in your life, and not only survive in that particular situation, rather you emerge as a winner. On the other hand, if your adversity quotient is too low, you give up very easily, and you are really not able to accept and acknowledge this fact that you cannot cope up with a challenge. And because of this, stress level is high if I talk about the first kid. So this is what the kind of quotient that I'm talking about. Yes, adversity quotient needs to be addressed. We should definitely know about this. Now, in this particular example, even though if the first kid was brilliant, if I compare with the second kid may be average in his studies, his intelligent quotient may not be that high if I compare with the first one. If I talk about the practical scenario out there, yes, the second one could really maintain a good balance between his professional life and his personal life, because he knew how to face the challenges and adversities. On the other hand, the first one, maybe he was the topper at his college, but then still he did not know when adversity hits him how he needs to react, or at the first place he could not even acknowledge this fact that this may happen to him. So it all depends on your mindset, first of all. Then secondly, how do you talk to yourself, the kind of self-talks that you have. And as we are living in this era wherein especially the youngsters, they are not used to lose out, or they are not so much used to learn and grow, they resort to suicidal attempts and all of that. Definitely, this is a crucial aspect that we need to take care of. We need to build in, a proper mindset of this generation, and they should know that it's okay to fail, but you should not give up, and you should not think that you are the only one who is suffering. Everybody thinks that why me? Why I am the only one who is a sufferer? Why the challenges only hit me? Why do I need to face all the problems in life? Well, let me clear you and let me tell you this fact. Everybody faces difficulties in his or her own life. You may not know their part of the story. Still, it is prevalent out there. So never ever think in that way. Rather, focus your mindset from being stressful and depressed to a solution-oriented person. Now, in my next video, I'll surely share with you certain tips and techniques on how can you work on your adversity quotient, how you can develop it. And also, I'm going to give you certain ideas on how to improve your survival skills, right? So stay tuned for more of such videos. If you really like this content, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't, so that you always get the latest updates. Do write in the comment section about your learnings from this video. It gives me motivation to create more of such content. I'll see you soon with yet another powerful video. Till then, you take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.